Former President Donald Trump is taking a page out of the Democrats' playbook and is now encouraging Republican voters to use ballot harvesting, which is a method that he claims was used to cheat them out of the last elections. And in what seems to be a switching of places, President Joseph Biden has now taken a play out of President Trump's playbook by enforcing a Trump-era policy when it comes to immigration. It seems as if they both decided that they were both correct in different aspects of how they approached particular items. We may also find out more about the origins of the C-19 virus as the House has just unanimously approved a bill that would require the declassification of information regarding the matter. Do you guys think that President Joe Biden will be signing off on this? And will we now finally figure out where this virus originally came from? I'm sure that small businesses, those on Social Security, SSI, SSDI, and every struggling American wants to know, especially given that it did derail most of our lives. What am I saying? This is something that the entire world has been waiting on. Figuring out the virus origins may finally give us some closure on this ordeal and hopefully prevent future ones. Does this also mean that Dr. Anthony Fauci may be investigated? Also, Xi Jinping secures his third term as president of China, and you would not believe how it all went down. Ukrainian President Vladimir Zelensky has just been rejected from speaking at the Oscars again, and New York Mayor Eric Adams wants to use taxpayer money to send illegal immigrants to college for free. Now, before I continue, please take a second, do me a favor, drop a like for the video. It definitely helps me out, and it also shows your support to get this video out to more people. And if you guys are in need of your daily dose of the truth when it comes to Social Security, SSI, SSDI, the state of our economy, the housing market, the stock market, central bank digital currencies rolling out here, and of course, everything that's going on in Washington, D.C. that affects our lives, our families, and our bank accounts, make sure to subscribe to the channel. And if you own a home, make sure your home is protected. Get your free home warranty quote. The link is in the description down below. It only takes like 15 seconds. So many of you guys are already thanking me for telling you about it. All right, so rejection stings, doesn't it? Especially when you ask twice and you get no both times. Now, this is exactly what happened to Ukraine President Vladimir Zelensky at the Oscars when they just turned his bid down to appear for a second time in a row. Why is this guy so social media and fame hungry? Now, as you guys might remember, the comedian turned politician has now been seen during the Grammy Awards and even the Golden Globes, where he asked for support and thanked the American people. Now, here's a question. Do you guys think that Zelensky should be speaking at these events? I feel like somebody's playing a game here. And are these helpful for their country's cause? Now, speaking of help, Mayor Eric Adams says that New York City needs help with more money or budget cuts will be necessary. In the same light, the mayor is preparing to give taxpayers in their city a $1.2 million bill for illegal immigrants to be sent to college for free. And this expense is only for the first 12 months. Many lawmakers and even residents have blasted the plan, and it's weird to say that you need money and help on, I don't know, let's say a Tuesday, and then Friday morning comes and you suddenly have $1 million to spare. It just kind of doesn't add up. It's kind of weird. Where'd that extra $1 million come from? I thought y'all were broke. But hey, I'm from New York, but I don't live in New York. I'm just delivering the facts about this plan. So if anybody here lives in the city of New York, please drop me a comment down below. Let me know what you think. Let's now talk about plans, as former President Donald Trump may have just altered his plans and is now going to try an election method that President Biden and the Democrats have been using successfully: ballot harvesting.
The radical left Democrats have used ballot harvesting to cancel out your vote and walk away with elections that they never should have won. They cheat, and they cheat like nobody's ever cheated before. Many states have banned ballot harvesting to keep our elections honest and fair. But in the states where ballot harvesting is still legal, we have no choice but to beat the Democrats at their own game. It's very simple. Either we start ballot harvesting, or you can say goodbye to our country.
He adds that their harvested ballots will only come from registered voters who are American citizens. And in what seems to be a switching of ideas, the White House and the Department of Homeland Security are now talking about more restrictive policies that would keep migrants from coming to our country. It's kind of reminiscent of the family separation techniques that were used under the Trump administration, comparison that the Biden administration have already rejected. The 153-page proposed regulation would largely bar migrants who traveled here through other countries on their way to U.S.-Mexico border from applying for asylum in our country. Democratic Representative Jamal Bowman was not happy about it and said this, quote, "I'm deeply outraged by the Biden administration's proposed ban on asylum seekers. Our immigration policies already fall short in asylum seekers." But this ban would go further by attacking the very bedrock of our most basic commitment to asylum, end quote. While others like Representative Henry Queller said this is the right move. According to Queller, he said, quote, "They have shifted. It looks like there's a movement to the middle. I think that's good policy, especially for people at the border. You have to have something in place. You have to have policy in place when Title 42 goes away May 11th, end quote." Wouldn't it be great if lawmakers agreed once in a while? Oh, wait, they did. And they unanimously voted to declassify information about the origins of C-19. That's right, you guys. In a unanimous vote, in a vote that tallied 419 votes to 0. I don't know if I've seen that in a long time. The United States House of Representatives voted to require Director of National Intelligence Avril Haines to provide all with the information of how this virus started. We're also seeing that some government officials are starting to ask the same questions that we have. Representative Mike Turner said this about the measure, quote, "The American people need to know the aspects, including how this virus was created, and specifically was the natural occurrence the result of a lab-related event," end quote. The question now is, will the president sign off on this, or will he veto it? I'm gonna be honest with you guys. The White House has been eerily silent about this entire thing. And if you think about it, he really doesn't have much of a choice here. If he approves it, then everything will have to be shared to the American public. And it would also have people like Dr. Anthony Fauci back in the spotlight. Now, if he says no, then the curiosity for this information is only going to grow stronger, because if they had nothing to hide, why did he veto it? What do you guys think? Now, on the topic of China, Xi Jinping has taken his oath and has secured a very historic third term as president. Now, if you guys thought that the House voting 419 to nothing was amazing, then you would be shocked to hear that Xi was voted in for another 5 years in China with a record 2,952 votes to 0. I mean, that's like exactly what you would expect from a communist country though, right? Where not one person voted against you for fear of ridicule, jail, maybe even death. But what are your thoughts on all of today's updates? Hit me up down below. And for the best way to invest in gold, make sure to hit the link in the description down below. Now, something that's been on my mind more than ever is the amount that we have to keep paying whenever we go out for groceries. I mean, it's just ridiculous. And it does not even matter if it's Costco, if it's Walmart, if it's Target. Prices have reached a point where I'm just thankful that I have all these different opportunities to keep my cash flow in check. Opportunities that I'm really excited to share with you guys, especially for the people in our community. I mean, think about money making from more than one source, right? So I like to call this multiple streams of income, all going to your 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 different bank accounts, right? Sounds pretty good, right? Well, this could be achieved through creating side hustles or small businesses. But what about investments, right? Well, there's plenty of wise choices to make in the stock market and even in real estate when opportunities present themselves that can kind of help you get back closer to financial freedom. But anyway, I'm sharing more of this information with you guys over in the Patreon community. There is a link in the description down below if you guys want to check that out. But before I go, guys, please don't forget to drop a thumbs up for the video. I totally appreciate the love and the support. And don't forget to subscribe for your daily dose of the truth. Appreciate you guys watching. Please be kind to one another, and I'll see you on the next one.